So one of the things that I was able to do to go from basically $0 to $4,000 a day in ad spend with Meta ads or Facebook and Instagram ads is creating a low ticket funnel. But I'll describe to you that low ticket funnel, how it worked, and where the real money was made, because a lot of people who run low ticket funnels don't really understand all the different aspects of it and how it works, so they can actually make money. So with this particular low ticket funnel, was the first one that I really built out and was successful with. I was selling a $47 introductory product, and basically this was a guide to teach people how to grow their Instagram accounts and make more sales on Instagram. And I used a long form sales page in order to build up the value of this product and really make it enticing and something that people would want to buy. But I also did what you typically find in like Russell Brunson's offers and his low ticket funnels is I added like 3 or 4 extra bonuses to the original $47 guide, and those bonuses were valued at like $97 or more or something like that. So in total, you were really getting 4 or 5 different guides as a package that were valued at like 200 or 300, maybe even $400, all for $47. So that made it sort of like a no-brainer sale to the people who were coming in and landing on the page. After that, since I was using a software called Samcart, I didn't like ClickFunnels at all. Still don't like ClickFunnels. It's too complicated, but I was using Samcart at the time. And Samcart allows you to have what's called order bumps and then also upsells. And the order bumps on my page, I put 3 different order bumps. One was $17, one was like $27, and another one was like $37. And I had a great take rate on that. It was at least 20% for, at least one of the products. So anyways, that ended up giving me an average order value of around $64 to $74. And at first, all I used was the order bumps. I didn't do the upsells because I just thought it was like selling people too much all at once, and I wanted to reserve some other stuff to sell them later on. So all it was a super convincing sales page selling one product. They got 3 or 4 extras if they bought the product. And then there was a couple 3 order bumps on the checkout form that increased my average order value. So luckily I was able to get purchases for like $35 to $40 through ads. And since my average order value was like $64 to $74, that was a pretty profitable situation. And so basically I had heard at the time that cost caps were really powerful. I had a friend that was spending like $10,000 to $20,000 a day on ads just using cost caps. Now, if you don't know what cost caps are, it's essentially when you tell Meta or Facebook or however you want to talk about them, it's essentially when you tell them to only get you results at a certain price. So you really need to figure out what price you can make sales at first, and then kind of play around with the cost cap that you want to put in place. So I knew I could get sales around $35, $40, and definitely $45. So I put my cost cap at like $40 at the time, and then I put my budget to like $1,000 a day. Now, basically what this does is, Meta will start spending pretty slow in the first day or so, because it's got to figure out how to get you, conversions at $40. Even though it was in another campaign, now it's got to figure out how to do it in a very controlled way. So that they can get you the most results possible at $40 and spend your whole budget, your $1,000 a day, while getting you that cost per result. So it usually takes a little bit, but after like 2 or 3 days, the campaign really started to pick up, and I was able to spend like $500 a day profitably at that $40 mark. And I was like, oh, this is awesome. So I increased my budget to like $2,000 a day, and then that started to fill up a little bit, and then I was able to eventually move my budget up to $4,000 a day, And then $5,000 a day was like kind of the max I hit with that. And this funnel was just absolutely cranking. And I was able to spend $5,000 a day consecutively, like clockwork, without even like looking at my account or touching my account. Just like every day I would look at my account and be spending like crazy and making conversions and sales. And it was just going off. So that's how I was able to scale really effectively my first personal low ticket funnel. Like I've run ads for people across all different industries. I've scaled campaigns, but this was the first time I'd actually done it for myself with my own money, my own product, and own fulfillment and stuff like that. So I was lucky because I was getting a $64, average order value on that funnel. So I was basically turning, $40 into $64, which is great for that front end funnel. But because that was cranking so much, my partner and I at the time were like, well, how can we make even more money off of this? Because the real key to a funnel like that is having what's called a good back end offer. And that's when you offer like coaching or something like that. So let's say you offer a $5,000 coaching program and you're profitably getting people through your funnel. You're making money on your funnel. When they hit that thank you page, you're driving traffic to that thank you page for free. So you could say something like schedule a free marketing consultation or a strategy call to talk about your business, whatever. And then you can start generating calls and then getting on the calls and selling people into your, $5,000 program. And so that's exactly what we did. And in the first month, my partner was like, pretty new at sales in this way. But he was getting like 13 booked calls a day. The show rate was like 50%. So, out of the 13, only half of them showed up. And the people that we were selling to were pretty novice and pretty frugal, and maybe we didn't really have the right sales skills to sell them a $5,000 program at the time. But I remember that first month, we put up the calendar on the thank you page for like a week and a half or something, and we got so many booked calls that it was like overwhelming. And my partner ended up selling like $50,000 or $60,000 worth of high ticket programs in that first month. And we were like, oof, this is amazing. Like, we're gonna make so much fucking money. This is great, because we were already making money off of the funnel, but to add that much more revenue on top of what we were making just felt like a dream. So that's kind of like what you want to do. If you're running a low ticket funnel, that's how you want to look at it. You want to essentially pay for your ad costs and pay for your lead costs through the funnel, so that you're generating these high ticket leads for free. If you look online, you'll see a ton of coaches and consultants kind of pitching this method, but to do it right can be hard. But anyways, we had the system dialed in, we were going. The problem was that it was just me and my partner running this at the time. And now I had like 5 or 6 or 10 people to coach. And I was doing one-on-one coaching because we didn't have a group program yet, and we needed to figure out the coaching. So we had like 10 people to coach, and I was just on calls with them all the time, really trying to do my best to help them. And what I learned through coaching in that way is that you really end up becoming like people's therapists. And when they can't fulfill on stuff, or they don't have the skills to do something, they get very frustrated, and it all kind of turns around on you. And you have to coach them and motivate them and show them that there's a way to, be successful with this. And you're really just dealing with people's like problems and emotions a lot. And that was very draining on me personally. And so after that first round, even though we made like 50, 60 grand in that first month, I was like, dude, I don't want to do this. I don't want to be a coach in that way. If we're going to continue this, we need to figure out, a different program and a different way to fulfill on this. So the reason why I mentioned that is because so many people out there, want to become a coach or a consultant in that way. And I think so many people don't realize how difficult it actually is to be in that position. And when you're just starting out, you really need to do the one-on-ones, and you need to pay a lot of attention to getting your people results, and you need to be there for them in such a strong way to build that goodwill, but also to get them results so that you earn the right to then do a group program that's actually, good for people. And that process of developing your own program through that one-on-one coaching can be stressful, and very time consuming, and feel like it's not worth it. And most people will only get like 1 or 2 high ticket clients that they're one-on-one coaching, and they'll suck up all of their time and resources. And essentially at the end of the day, they might have charged $5,000 per person for their program, and they took in $10,000, but after it's all said and done, all the time and money they spent to generate that, all that kind of goes away, and they end up kind of looking at their bank account like, how am I still broke, right? They made $10,000, but it easily went away over time, and they didn't have enough consistent lead flow to keep it going and keep it growing. So that's why you'll see on my account here, I'm going to be posting a lot more about highly leveraged skills and high value skills, because I do value coaching. I don't love the concept of very high ticket group coaching so much, unless it's like a very proven, dialed in program. Just because most people need more attention to actually get the results that they want. And on this account, I'm going to talk more about different ways that you can generate income, more leveraged, because I think a lot of people are kind of duped by the high ticket situation, and they think that there's so much money to be made, which there is, but there's also so many processes and systems and stuff that you need to put in place that, if you're just one person to get your coaching program to the right spot where you can actually breathe, takes a lot. You need salespeople, you need fulfillment, you need customer service, you need community managers. Essentially, you're really building out a pretty robust business. I don't think a lot of people understand that. I think most people just want to would rather make less money and have more freedom, essentially, than make all that money and have no freedom. That's my assumption, I guess. That's what I see in most people. So what I like to talk about is things that give you more freedom and that are scalable, and can make you more money. Because if you find the things that take you less time to do that are scalable, then you can make a whole lot more money while having a lot more freedom. And that's kind of what it's all about for me. So anyways, hope this video was helpful. If you like this content, go ahead and follow along. A lot of what I talk about is Facebook ads and how to scale your campaigns and how to make that effective. So if you're interested in that, then go ahead. I've linked up my free training below to explain that Facebook ads is pretty easy for almost anyone to do right now. And that's a very highly leveraged, high value skill that I'll be talking about more on this account. So learning that gives you the opportunity to get clients that pay you a lot of money, and you don't have to do too much to fulfill on that. And I think it's probably one of the better options out there in terms of generating a good income for yourself. So if you want to take that free training, go ahead, click the link below, and see you later.